Guys, everyone's Counter-Strike. It's happening.
As the excitement surrounding CS2's launch turned into dismay, players and enthusiasts couldn't help but wonder, why did it all go wrong? What factors contributed to this catastrophic failure, and what does it mean for the future of the franchise? In this investigative video, we aim to unravel the mystery behind the CS2 launch failure, shedding light on the series of events that led to plummeting skin prices, declining player numbers, and a wave of outrage sweeping across social media. This is why the CS2 release was Valve's biggest failure. Tired of losing all your money on marketplace fees? Then GamerPay.gg is the marketplace for you. It's the first CS2 skin marketplace without fees when buying skins with balance or selling your skins from your inventory. On top of that, you can get 5 years for free on your first €50 purchase using our link in the description down below. Also, GamerPay.gg has one of the highest overall marketplace discounts among the big players. I highly recommend checking it out with the link in the description down below. Number 1. Lack of big updates and limited media coverage. CS2's failure can be partially attributed to the lack of substantial updates that failed to capture the attention of mainstream media. Without major media coverage, new players remained unaware of the game, which severely limited its accessibility. It is worth noting that many successful games rely on a constant stream of updates and content additions to maintain players engaged and attract new users. Games like Fortnite and Valorant have gained and retained player numbers through regular content and updates and events, fostering a vibrant community and generating media interest. The absence of substantial content updates left the player base underwhelmed and failed to attract new players, which is vital for the long-term success of any game. Number 2. Higher demand for hardware. CS2's demand for high-end PC hardware deterred many players from experiencing the game, leading to a significant rift in the community. While demanding hardware specifications are not uncommon in the gaming industry, it is crucial to consider the potential impact on player accessibility. The COVID-19 pandemic led to increased demand for gaming hardware and a global shortage of components, making it even more challenging for players to upgrade their system. This higher barrier to entry made it difficult for CS2 to retain and attract players, especially those with older or less powerful hardware like myself. Valorant is running fine for me, but CS2 is impossible, which might also be an indicator for the dropping player numbers. Number 3. Uninspiring launch and discontinuation of CSGO. The launch of CS2 was devoid of the excitement that fans had expected. It lacked significant updates and new features, leading to initial disappointment among the community. No new game modes, no major changes in maps, and even removing Danger Zone. In contrast, successful game launches often include grand events, content reveals, and engagement with the community to generate hype and interest. The launch of Cyberpunk, for example, despite its subsequent issues, generated enormous excitement and media coverage, making it one of the most anticipated game releases in recent memory. Furthermore, the abrupt discontinuation of CSGO without allowing players to continue their favorite game forced many loyal players to switch to other titles, causing a substantial loss of players from CS2. This decision, rather than smoothly transitioning players from one game to the other, alienated a considerable portion of the Counter-Strike community. It's important to note that other games such as World of Warcraft have successfully managed to transition players between expansions without forcing players to abandon the old game instantly. This approach maintains players' engagement and ensures a smoother transition, which just wasn't followed by Valve. Number 4. Skins translation issues. A significant issue that plagued CS2 was the poor translation of CSGO's skins into the new game. Many skins suffered from bugs, errors, and unattractive designs, which deterred players who had invested heavily in the CSGO skin market. The failure to ensure a smooth transition of these valuable in-game items was a critical oversight that negatively impacted CS2's community and contributed to a loss in trust for a lot of important big players like Asian collectors who've been carrying the economy previously, which obviously made it collapse, with prices plummeting further down, which results in more people dumping skins for low prices. A seemingly endless cycle that definitely could have been avoided. Number 5. The hacker infestation. One of the most significant promises made by Valve was an effective anti-cheat system for CS2, which ultimately fell short of expectations. The swift rise of hackers within the game, in direct contradiction to Valve's assurance, frustrated legitimate players and contributed to CS2's declining player base. As an example of a successful anti-cheat system, you could probably name Riot Games' Vanguard system, which has helped maintain a competitive and fair environment in Valorant. The failure to deliver a robust anti-cheat system undermined players' confidence and caused an exodus of players to games with better security measures. Number 6. False promises. CS2 was promoted with promises of a superior sub-tick system, but it failed to deliver. The disappointment of players who expected a better experience with the system added to the disillusionment that permeated the community. Broken promises eroded trust in the developers and the game itself, contributing to even pro players' dissatisfaction. Especially big guys like Simple or other players that are well known openly admitted to not liking the game so far. Number 7. Technical issues and unfinished products. CS2 suffered from numerous bugs and unfinished features that marred the gaming experience. These issues not only disrupted gameplay but also tarnished the game's reputation. Successful games prioritize thorough testing and quality assurance to ensure a polished and stable product upon launch. Cyberpunk serves as an example of a game that faced significant backlash due to technical issues, further emphasizing the importance of a stable and bug-free experience for players, which is something that you can't call CS2 right now. Number 8. Mishandled beta access. This one really hurts, especially guys like me. The random distribution of beta access keys was a critical misstep that denied many potential bug reports, including influential content creators and big YouTubers, access to the game. This has not only hampered the resolution of issues, but also left many creators feeling disrespected and excluded. The successful launch of, for example, Among Us benefited so much from influencers and content creators who were given early access to the game, creating a surge in popularity and widespread adoption. Number 9. Overconfidence in Valve's unchanging formula. A critical factor in the CS2 catastrophe was Valve's overconfidence in its traditional approach to game management. Historically, Valve had adhered to a method of infrequent updates and minimal intervention in its games. This approach had been successful with titles like Team Fortress 2 and Dota 2, where players appeared content with Valve's established rhythm of small incremental updates. However, Valve may have underestimated the expectations of the Counter-Strike community. The players accustomed to the ever-evolving landscape of competitive shooters expected more substantial updates and changes to keep the experience fresh and exciting. They wanted innovation, not stagnation. This overconfidence in their unchanging formula might have led Valve to misjudge the appetite for change with the Counter-Strike community. Players were eager for CS2 to break new ground, but the game's failure to deliver on these expectations left many disheartened. In the end, the CS2 disaster served as a stark reminder that even established giants in the gaming industry must evolve and adapt to meet the evolving demands of their player base. Valve's return to reality highlighted the need for responsiveness and innovation even in the most esteemed gaming franchises. But why were these mistakes made in the first place? Well, the pressure to deliver a successful game with an upcoming major event and the launch timeframe placed significant stress on the development team. This pressure may have led to the neglect of critical aspects such as bug fixing and communication with a player base. It is important to recognize that the development of a major game, especially within a competitive esports scene, can be a high-stress endeavor. Furthermore, the mishandling of beta access prevented potential bug reports from reaching the developers in a timely manner, leaving them unaware of critical issues that needed immediate attention. This caused frustration among content creators who felt left out and disrespected, which is a significant issue in today's gaming landscape, where influencers play a vital role in promoting and shaping a game's image. Lastly, it's crucial to recognize that CS2's launch wasn't Valve's first experience transitioning between Counter-Strike titles. They should have drawn from lessons learned during the transition from CS Source to CSGO, addressing similar acceptance issues, ensuring a smoother player experience and fulfilling their promises. Valve's experience in managing a transitioning player base and community should have informed their approach to the launch of CS2, highlighting the importance of learning from past mistakes to avoid repeating them again. In conclusion, the catastrophic launch and decline of CS2 can be attributed to a combination of factors, including the lack of substantial updates, hardware demands, an uninspiring launch, the discontinuation of CSGO, skin translation problems, the proliferation of hackers, broken promises, technical issues, and mishandled beta access. These issues were exacerbated by the pressure of a major event and a rushed launch, missed opportunities for bug reporting, and a failure to learn from past transitions. In the competitive world of gaming, attention to detail, a strong commitment to delivering on promises, and maintaining open communication with the community are vital for success. However, while the game isn't flawless at the moment, Valve is fully aware of its primary issues and actively working to enhance them. The initial release served as sort of a fake open beta, expediting the testing process. They are committed to a gradual community and pro-driven game improvement approach. This is positive news, although it may extend the wait for the complete CS2 experience. Their current priority is to refine the core gameplay mechanics before introducing new content, such as features missing from the original CSGO, like game modes and maps. The advantage of Source 2 tools is that they make game updates more accessible and facilitate the creation of workshop content, promising numerous exciting surprises once everything's ready. As confirmed in a recent interview, we should all expect CS2 to look very, very different in 10 years. Just look at how much CSGO changed in the last 10 years. But just as CSGO's final form was the culmination of a decade of experiments, CS2's future isn't set in stone. We don't have a specific vision that we are trying to realize, but rather a process we want to continue to execute for many years, is Valve what told us in an interview. Still, Valve should definitely recap on this launch and evaluate the mistakes made, so that when CS3 is around the corner in about a decade's time, these mistakes will not be made again. Skinsider out.